Good afternoon. This is SkedLIVE for Monday, March 28th. I'm your host, Brian Aguilar, and here's what's making news now. Syrian refugee forces have claimed the ancient city of Palmyra back from the Islamic State. The UNESCO World Heritage City had been under the Islamic militants' control for 10 months before Bashar al-Assad's troops regained the site back. Palmyra is said to be the home to some of the most extensive ruins of the Roman Empire. It will become the launch site for the operation against the Islamic State strongholds in Raqqa and Deir al-Zor. In the video, it is seen that the extremist group had destroyed some of the city's treasured architecture. However, most of the ruins appeared to survive damage and remained intact. Meanwhile, in Pakistan, the government will launch a paramilitary crackdown on Islamist militants in Punjab after an Easter Day bombing killed 70 people, 29 of whom were children in the provincial capital, Lahore, officials said. Sunday's suicide bombing on a public park was claimed by a Pakistani Taliban faction which once declared its loyalty to ISIS. The group stated that they were mainly targeting Christians. It was their fifth bombing since December. At the Vatican, addressing thousands of people in St. Peter's Square, Pope Francis said the attack was hideous and was a vile and senseless crime. He demanded that Pakistani authorities protect religious minorities. Pakistan has a Christian population of more than 2 million. That toll is expected to rise. In Belgium, Belgian officials have released a CCTV footage of a man widely reported to be the third individual involved in the Brussels attack. Officials believe that the man in the footage is Faikal Shafo. He had been charged with terrorist murder on Saturday. Brussels prosecutors on Monday said they had charged 3 more people with participating in a terrorist group after a series of raids following bomb attacks on Brussels airport and a metro train last week. The death toll from the attacks has risen to 35 after 4 people succumbed to their injuries. Facebook is apologizing to its customers about a warning they put out during the Lahore bombings. For more on this story and other business and tech news, let's head over to Anas Siddiq.
Thanks, Brian. I'm Anas Siddiq, and this is Business and Tech on SkedLine. Facebook is apologizing to customers after it sent out a notification worldwide asking them if they were safe in the wake of the Lahore bombings. Facebook's Safety Check feature requests users to check in online so they can let family and friends on Facebook know if they're safe in emergency situations. Now, normally, the feature only requests a check-in from users in proximity to the events. This feature has been implemented during various mass casualty events, including natural disasters and terrorist attacks. Meanwhile, another tech giant is making news. Microsoft pulled its AI chatbot from Twitter when it started to mirror the darker sides of humanity. The chatbot known as Tay took to Twitter with an iconic "Hello World" message. Things soon turned sour, however, as users proceeded to tweet things at Tay that were not the best examples of humanity. Tay started sending out hateful tweets mirroring what users were tweeting at it. Tay was Microsoft's first English-language AI chatbot after a resounding success with its Chinese counterpart, Xiao Ice, which interacts with over 40 million users and has even presented the weather. In other AI news, a pair of researchers at IBM have unveiled a new concept for a chip that would allow AI to learn 30,000 times faster than right now. Tayfun Gokmen and Yuri Vlasov wrote the paper in which they proposed the concept of a relative processing unit. This chip would vastly improve the learning power of deep neural networks. Now, deep neural networks are the means by which some AIs, such as Google's DeepMind, learn and understand information. Speaking of learning, a new technology is making it easier for the blind to access information. Researchers at the University of Michigan have created a Braille tablet which uses pneumatics to raise or lower bubbles on the screen. Previously, blind users could only read one line at a time using a mechanical Braille device. This new tablet will make Braille available to use on a portable device like a Kindle, and it will be much cheaper than current technology. In business acquisitions this week, Snapchat has purchased Toronto-based Bitmoji maker Bitstrips for $100 million in cash and stocks. A Bitmoji is a personalized avatar which can be used in various social media applications. Moving from software to hardware, 1 million 7th and 8th graders across Britain will begin receiving a tiny coding computer this week as part of the BBC's Make It Digital campaign. The campaign aims to fill a shortage of 1.4 million digital professionals in the UK over the next 5 years. The tiny computer is called the BBC Microbit and boasts inputs, outputs, and a microprocessor. It will include a web portal and a smartphone app to help the youngsters get coding. Looking at the markets today, Wall Street is holding steady as the U.S. Consumer Spending Report announced that spending was up a mere 0.1%, with inflation rates retreating overall. The Dow is up 42.02 points for a rise of 0.24%. The NASDAQ is down 1.68 points, a drop of 0.04%. The S&P 500 is up 2.86 points, seeing a rise of 0.14%. Closer to home, the TSX Composite is down 6.03 points for a drop of 0.05%. That's it for Business and Tech News. Back to you, Brian.
Thanks to Nas. To the elections south of the border, Bernie Sanders won 3 primaries in three states over the weekend. His victories in Alaska, Hawaii, and Washington on Saturday, together with his win in Idaho and Utah last Tuesday, have closed the gap between him and Hillary Clinton. He told his supporters in Wisconsin that he has the momentum and his campaign is making significant progress to decrease Clinton's lead. However, Sanders is still facing a steep climb if he wants to win the nomination. He needs to win up to 2/3 of the remaining delegates to catch up to Clinton. Meanwhile, there were no contests on the weekend in the GOP race. Closer to home, the RCMP have arrested a 23-year-old man under the Criminal Code of Canada. In a press release, the Mountie said Kevin Omar Mohammed was arrested in pursuant of fear of terrorism offense. He was also charged with carrying a concealed weapon and for possession of a weapon dangerous to public peace. He is currently under custody. Ansar Farouk Mohammed's lawyer said he doesn't know why the RCMP were investigating Mohammed or the specific of why they think he might act on terrorism. The RCMP cleared that the arrest was no way related to the Brussels attack. Mohammed is due in court tomorrow to face allegations against him. In some tragic news out of Manitoba, the RCMP announced earlier today that Chase Martin's autopsy revealed that he died of drowning. The 2-year-old boy's body was found in a creek near his family farm in Manitoba on Saturday. Martin went missing from the farm at about 6 p.m. Tuesday. Police and hundreds of volunteers came together during the 4-day search. Dozens of mourners gathered near the creek on Sunday to say goodbye to Martin and comfort his grieving family. In a statement by the Canadian Centre for Child Protection on behalf of the family, it says, the Martin family is completely devastated as they come to grips with the tragic loss of their little boy. The family has also expressed their gratitude to the RCMP and all the volunteers who helped in the search. Turning our attention to some sports action, the Final Four is set, and I hear the Blue Jays have finalized their rotation. Let's go over to Luke Alexander in the sports desk.
Thanks, Brian. The Humber Hawks have won a CCAA National Men's Curling Championship for the first time in Humber's history. The Hawks swept to a victory with 8-4 win over Sault College. It'll be the 6th CCAA title this year for Hawks varsity teams. In U.S. college basketball, Duke Blue Devils Coach K has been criticized for lecturing Oregon Ducks player Dylan Brooks and then lying about it. After losing to the Ducks, Coach K criticized Brooks for celebrating the win, saying, "You're too good a player to do that. You're too good of a player." After being confronted about his statements, he then denied making the comments, despite being recorded saying it. However, he has since apologized. Meanwhile, the rest of March Madness marches on, with the Syracuse Orange settling into the Final Four in a win 68-62 over the Virginia Cavaliers. The victory was a stunning comeback for the Orange after the team was trailing 14 points in the second half before turning the game around in the final 10 minutes. The North Carolina Tar Heels have secured their place in the Final Four with a win over Notre Dame 88-74. Bryce Johnson of the Tar Heels helped the #1 team hold back the Notre Dame with 25 points and 12 rebounds. Oklahoma is also in the Final Four after an 68 win over Oregon on Saturday, as well as Villanova, who won 64-59 over Kansas. The Toronto Raptors face off against the Oklahoma City Thunder at 7:30 tonight at the Air Canada Centre. It's a big game for the Raptors, who are looking to win 50 games in a season for the first time in franchise history. Elsewhere in the NBA, the Clippers won over the Nuggets 105-90. The Pacers won over the Rockets 104-101. The Kings crushed the Mavericks 133-111. The Warriors beat the 76ers 117-105, and the Wizards won over the Lakers 101-88. Aaron Sanchez has been named the Blue Jays' fifth starter. The 23-year-old pitched 20 innings this spring with an ERA of 1.35. Drew Hutchinson has been sent to the AAA, while newcomers Gavin Floyd and Jesse Chavez will pitch out of the bullpen. The Toronto Maple Leafs will face a tough opponent in the Tampa Bay Lightning tonight at 7:30. The Lightning hold a 3-0 record against the Leafs. However, the Lightning's defense is crippled tonight with Anton Strahlman injured. Yesterday, the Hurricanes won over the Devils 3-2. The Penguins beat the Rangers 3-2, and the Blackhawks beat the Canucks 3-2. That's all for sports. Now over to Tina with entertainment.
Thanks, Luke. Now for your entertainment news. Prince surprised fans with a show at the Sony Centre for the Performing Arts in Toronto on Friday. His announcement came 48 hours before the event took place. The venue only seats 3,000 people, making it a more intimate event. The singer performed 20 songs, varying from his song Baby I'm a Star to the late David Bowie's song Heroes. A video was taken of Hugh Jackman rescuing people at Bondi Beach in Australia on Friday. Jackman helped a man before rescuing his 15-year-old son, Oscar. The incident happened because of a dangerous rip current that surprised swimmers. He ushered people out of the water while rescuing his son. The Rolling Stones had their first performance in Havana, Cuba on Friday. The venue holds up to 500,000 people and was almost full, leaving it the largest concert that Cuba has ever had. And to top it all off, it was an outdoor concert that was free for all in attendance. TV show The Voice will be seeing some changes in the upcoming 11th season. Miley Cyrus and Alicia Keys will be joining the panel of judges, replacing Pharrell Williams and Gwen Stefani. Both Cyrus and Keys have been guest coaches on the show previously. This will be the first time in the show's history that two women have been on the panel. This was a busy weekend for movie lovers with the highly anticipated premiere of Superman vs. Batman and My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2. In the box office this weekend, Superman vs. Batman brought in an estimated $170 million, even though it didn't get great reviews from critics. Zootopia, which was ranked first last week, dropped down to second and brought in an estimated $23 million. And finally, My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2 brought in an estimated $18 million. That's it for your entertainment news. I'm Tina Njegovanovich. Now back to Brian in the studio.
Thanks, Tina. I must say, Superman vs. Batman was a letdown. Now let's turn our attention back here at home. Torontonians will have the chance to say goodbye to Rob Ford. The body of former Mayor and Councillor Rob Ford are at Toronto City Hall as public visitation starts today. Ford's casket arrived at City Hall this morning accompanied by his family. Among the prominent names that have paid their respect on Monday were Toronto Mayor John Tory, Mississauga Mayor Bonnie Crombie, Toronto City Councillors, and the Don Bosco football team Ford had coached. Ford died after an 18-month battle with cancer on Tuesday. His public visitation today will last till 6 p.m. Tomorrow, public visitation continues from 7:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. Ford's funeral service will be on Wednesday at St. James Cathedral at 12 p.m. He will be laid to rest during a private ceremony after the service. In other news, the police are investigating an incident near Steeles Avenue East and Middlefield Road after a body wrapped in white sheets was found on Sunday. The officers tried to save the man but he succumbed to injuries. The police are calling the incident suspicious and are not ruling foul play. Toronto Police is also looking at a stabbing near Moss Park that left one man in hospital with non-life-threatening injuries on Sunday night. The police were called after someone saw a significant amount of blood in the area of Queen and Sherbourne. The man was found suffering from multiple stab wounds. No word yet from the police who is the suspect. Turning attention to the weather, the effects of the ice storm ice storm are still felt today, as there are still more than 12,000 Hydro One customers that are out of power in the GTA. Crews have been trying to restore power since the ice storm on Thursday. However, it is not expected that all will be restored, as another storm system will move in today, bringing winds. Hydro One is expecting additional outages. Speaking of the weather, Amrita Chopra have the latest on the system that is rolling in today, plus your 5-day weather forecast.
Thanks, Brian. Many southern Ontarians woke up to thunder, lightning, and heavy rain this morning because of what's been called a potent spring storm. A weather warning is in effect for today to warn for gusty winds hitting up to 80 kilometers per hour. We're back to experiencing seasonal temperatures in Toronto with a high of 7 degrees and overcast skies. The temperatures are dropping to -4 tonight. Now for the 5-day forecast. Temperatures will be steadily rising until midweek, with Tuesday seeing highs of 6 degrees, sunny skies, and a low of -2. Wednesday is going to be a little bit warmer at 9 degrees and mainly sunny. Temperatures will be dropping down just to 7 degrees. Thursday warms up to 12 degrees, but we'll be experiencing showers and a low of 4. The sun peaks out again on Friday, temperatures cooling down to a high of 7 and -1 overnight. Keep your winter jackets handy because we might be seeing some snow again going into the weekend. Saturday will be 5 degrees with a mix of rain and snow and a low of -4. That's this week's weather. Back to you, Brian.
Thanks, Amrita. Before we go, here's a video of a panda having a bubble bath to brighten up your day. This is Tian Tian, a giant panda at the Smithsonian's National Zoo giving himself a spring cleaning. Isn't he cute? Nothing can beat a panda taking a bath to make you smile. For more news, don't forget to check our website, skedline.com. And that's SkedLIVE for Tuesday, March 28th. For Luke Alexander, Tina Negavanovich, Ana Siddiq, Amrita Chopra, and all of the hard-working crew of SkedLine, I'm Brian Aguilar. See you next time.